Hey friends, so something different today for you guys here at Maker's Gonna Learn. I'm gonna be doing a craft that Lauren and Courtney have been begging me to make. One of our favorite crafters is Schmoxed here on YouTube. If you guys have not checked out his channel, I'm gonna put a link in the description below for you all. He has the coolest crafting content. If you like somebody who likes to experiment and do lots of fun, unique crafts, you're gonna wanna follow him. But he put out this mineral wash t-shirt idea, and they have been on me about making a video with this exact technique. So we're gonna try it today. I've got some screen printing ink, I've got rocks, I've got a toddler's t-shirt, some gloves. So it's gonna get messy, it's gonna be fun, and I hope you guys are ready. Go ahead, click subscribe if you're not already. That way you don't miss any of our upcoming videos, and we're gonna jump right into it. So I'm gonna start out with just a basic black tee. Now the darker your t-shirt is, the better this is gonna pop off because we're gonna be using some white screen print ink. So I've got a black t-shirt here and I'm gonna give you guys the makeup of this. I wanna say it's 100% cotton. This is actually 60% cotton, 40% recycled polyester. So if for some reason this does not work out the way that we expect it to, maybe it's because it's not 100% cotton, but we're just gonna try and work with what we've got. So you're gonna need a shirt, you're gonna need some screen printing ink. This is the Speedball screen printing ink that we just had in the studio already. You're gonna need something to put water in. I've got something to mix the paint and water. And then you're gonna need some pebbles. Now you can just literally go into your yard and get some of these. You can go get some from the Dollar Tree. They have them in the floral section. So these are round pebbles. The rounder they are, I feel like the better it's gonna be because we're gonna be rolling them. So get you some of the roundest pebbles you can find. And then we are gonna put a little bit of water in this, so just like a container that you don't care to mess up, and a plastic spoon. And then you're obviously gonna need some gloves, unless you're crazy like Schmox. He just went in barehanded. Listen, to each their own. I've got gloves today because I don't wanna mess up my manicure. Let's get into it. Okay, so I just put like a little smidge of water. I can't give you an exact measurement for a smidge, but if I had to guess, I've got like 6 to 10 tablespoons of water in there. Okay, so just a little bit. You can always add more. And then I'm gonna go ahead and open up our ink. And I'm just gonna scoop a little out at a time. Now this screen printing ink is very saturated. Ink in general is very saturated, but we're just going to mix it into this water. So the ink is kind of chunky. I'm just kind of pushing the spoon on top of the chunks of ink to smush them out. That way they kind of blend into the water. All right, I'm gonna add a little bit more. All right, y'all, so this is the final form. There's still some chunks in there, but this is not about perfection in my opinion. So what I'm gonna do next is I'm just gonna take a few of these rocks and just drop them in. I'm gonna do 5 and kind of roll them around inside of there. And then pull them out. I don't want them to be sopping. So I'm just gonna kind of let them drip. I'm actually gonna start on the back of this shirt. And then what you're gonna do is start rolling these around. And a part of me feels like 5 is too many. So we're just going to be rolling this around all over. And if you get like chunks of ink, you can kind of spread them out with your glove. So it's gonna look crazy, but this is really I think it's gonna be more of like a trust the process type of thing. So when y'all are rolling this, you don't wanna do it in the same motion. You want to kind of roll one direction and then move another direction just to make sure we're not getting any repeating patterns. Otherwise, it starts to look like you did it yourself. And, you know, I always say I don't want people to ask me if I made something. I want them to ask me where I bought it from. So you want it to look like you bought it and you didn't make it. I'm a little iffy right now. I'm like 50-50 on if people are going to ask me if I bought it or if I made it. All right, I'm gonna flip it over and we're gonna work on the front. So I'm gonna actually turn the shirt on its side so I can make sure I'm not missing anything at these edges. And if you get a bunch of ink, I've just been taking a rock and kind of going over it, kind of buffing it out, rolling over it a bunch of times. You can even take your gloved hand and kind of buff it out if you need to. So I'm getting these little like white chunks of screen print ink, and it's because I have not, like some of that screen printing ink is settled or I didn't mix it well enough. So I'm gonna keep mixing it because I really am not loving like these that get on here. I'm trying to buff them out, but I just don't love it. It doesn't look awful, but I don't know. It's just not the vibe. So I'm gonna keep mixing this together. Okay, so I've mixed it together a lot better now. I'm gonna try to do it this way and hope we don't get as many of those little ink speckles on our shirt as before. Okay. This is phase one, so we're gonna need to heat set this, and then I'm going to take it home to wash and then bring it back. I'm thinking it's gonna fade because that's what everyone else's shirts have looked like. So it fades a little bit, and then we can add some more if we want to. Right now, I'm trying to trust the process, but what do you guys think so far? Is it giving mineral wash? Is it giving carpenter shirt? I don't know. Let's wash it and then check back in. So I have an iron here. Do not put the steam setting on. If it does have steam settings, just make sure they are off. I'm gonna let that heat up, and then we are gonna put a Teflon sheet over this to heat set it, and then I will take it home to wash it. So if I didn't heat set this, some of it would wash out, I believe, but I don't want any of it to, so we're just gonna set it in there. So I'm just gonna lay this over it and then run the iron over everything. Okay, so our shirt is heat set, and now we're gonna throw it in the washer, and then we will check back in. Okay, so this is a week later, and I have ran this shirt through the wash, and honestly, I was thinking I was gonna need to do another coat of the screen printing and rocks, but y'all, this turned out so good, and it looks like an acid wash tee. So all we need to do now, it's been washed, it's been dried, and I'm gonna put some HTV on here, and then we'll be done. I cannot wait to see the finished product. Okay, so you get a slightly closer up view here of the shirt. It honestly, I don't know if it's translating on screen as well as it looks in real life, but it looks so cute. It's got that perfect acid wash look to it, and I'm just in love. So we're just gonna get a standard grip mat. I've got some white HTV here, and we're gonna put Bro on this. I think that will be super cute. We don't need a whole lot of vinyl, and obviously we're gonna put the shiny side down. And I'm gonna measure this shirt just to be sure before we actually go in and cut it, because it is a toddler shirt. So let's just make this like 5.5 wide. We don't want it too wide because then it starts looking crazy. So we'll do
5.5 and maybe 6.
And I want to go with a pretty bold font. So I'm just gonna open up a text box. I have a font in mind, but I need to see if it's the one that I want. Let's see. Just bro, period. And I'm gonna go to our system fonts, and I want just a bold, very simple font. Like, that's not exactly what I'm thinking. Even a typewriter font would be really cute for this one. Okie dokie, so we're gonna go with this bold typewriter font, and then I'm just going to size it to the correct width. So I'm gonna do 5.75. That way we're kind of in the middle of both. And then I'm gonna go ahead and click make, and you can save your project here. And then we're gonna go ahead and mirror it and then hit continue. Okay, and then we're gonna be cutting this on Everyday Iron-On with our Explore 3, and we can go ahead and send it into the Cricut. So while that's cutting, I'm just gonna put this on the medium heat setting using my Cricut Mini Easy Press. These are the best when you're working with simple t-shirt designs like this because they're so easy to use and they heat up super fast. And then we'll go ahead and get our shirt laid out. Okay. And then we just need to weed. I am gonna cut off the excess of this vinyl and then weed it. Dokie, so we've got our design right here. And then before I press this, I'm going to fold this shirt in half and give it a good little press right up here at the upper chest. That way we have kind of a midline so we can apply our vinyl in the right spot and we know where the exact middle is. So this is like a little t-shirt hack. Okay, and then you can take your design, fold it in half to make a halfway mark. I don't count the period for the middle if that matters to any of you all. I just kind of measure it in half with the actual word. Okay, so there's the midline. You can unfold your shirt. And then you can line the middle of your design up with the middle of your shirt. And make sure it's straight. And then we will just iron this on. Okay, and then this is a worm peel. So just remove your carrier sheet. And you are done. Okay, so this was a technique that I was really nervous about. I thought there's no way it's gonna work, but you know what? I'll try it. Courtney swore it was gonna be cute and she was not wrong. I'm not disappointed. I think this turned out so cute and this is such a fun project that you all can make today. So just something a little bit different than the normal plain t-shirt. You're gonna be able to do this distressing effect and then add whatever vinyl that you want onto it. So I hope you guys like this video. If you wanna see more, make sure you subscribe to the channel and hit the little bell so you're notified every time that we post. And if you wanna join in on our membership, make sure to click the link, the first link in the description. That's gonna get you into our membership for only $1, okay? So we would love to have you as a part of our community and we'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.